We have really developed a great home court advantage and a great college basketball atmosphere.
The last couple of games towards the end of the season, there was great energy in the building. It was energy, it was electrifying, the fans was in it, and I think, you know, when you have that sixth man behind you, it's an extra force that propels you to victory.
To me, it was pandemonium, and that's what it's been the last several games. It's been pandemonium, and I mean that in a very good way. Our students are coming out. They were lined up outside the student entrance for the Davidson game and for the North Carolina-Greensboro game, our last two home games. And not only were they lined up, but when they got here, they were loud, they were energetic, they were engaged.
It's something for everybody, you know, and I get a lot of energy from the fans, and I appreciate the fans. And, you know, the last game that we had here against Davidson, I mean, the crowd was absolutely tremendous. And, you know, I get fired up. I still feel like I'm a player sometimes out there on the sideline. And, you know, I remember one game, me and Nicole Razor, we just looked at each other, and it was almost like instinct, and we run to each other and we chest bump. So, you know, the energy from the fans, it definitely brings energy on the sidelines as well.
What's cool about Alumni Gym is that the fans are right on top of it. And we get used to that because we play a lot of home games here. But the road teams don't get used to that. It's different for them. And they absolutely make a difference in terms of winning and losing close games in particular. I think back to the Appalachian State game here when we were a little short-handed due to some injuries. And I think about how loud it got down the stretch, and I think about the energy that it gave to our players who had played a ton of minutes. It made a difference. The fans make a difference in our success here at home.
Not only do both coaches recognize what an influence the crowd can be on the game, but they each remember one game in particular where they believe it was the difference maker.
It was the UT Chat game here. The crowd was tremendous. The game goes into overtime. And it was just a great win for the senior class.
There was a moment for me that really was very, very special in terms of the crowds in Alumni Gym, and that was when we were playing Western Carolina in late February here, and the game was going to go into overtime. I remember walking out from the bench when the regulation ended and looking around and seeing a full house, not a space at all in the arena. And it was as loud as I've ever heard it.
Even though the atmosphere in Alumni Gym is expanding, both coaches know there is still room to continue growing in the future.
Well, we're hoping to have a sellout crowd. That's our goal, you know, because we can have 400 people in the stands and the building be electrifying. I can only imagine what it would be like with a sold-out crowd, so that's definitely our goal.
What I'd love is for our November and December home games to be sold out. And we sold out 7 of our last 8. Our January, February crowds were sensational. Our early season crowds were good, but I want to see our November games, our December games sold out. I want this to be the toughest ticket in town.
Over this past season, the atmosphere has grown immensely inside Alumni Gym. But that is just one part of the growing family that is Elon Phoenix Athletics.
We've done a great job in terms of supporting one another. And as far as our program is concerned, we try to keep it a family and friendly atmosphere, and we're out and engaged with the fans after the game. So, you know, I just think we have to just continue doing what we're doing and win basketball games.
What I love is the student section, because it's right across from our bench. And I like to see them having fun. I like to see them standing up during live action. I like to see them going crazy when Lucas gets a dunk or Jack gets a 3 or when we make an exciting play. And then another neat thing for me is when the game's over, our players go around and shake hands with basically the student body and all the fans that can make it down to the court. That's really a special relationship between our players and the students and the community that come to the games.